Hi, good afternoon. Today we're going to be making a video about salesmanship and interpersonal communication. You might be asking yourself, why are we going to be talking about this? Well, I took a class a couple semesters ago, and it was a real eye-opener for me. I was not aware that so much of our communication is portrayed in non-verbal body language, and so I kind of want to share that with you guys. Because not only is it important in the business world, but it can really help your friendships, the way you communicate with your family and friends, and it's an essential skill set, especially in business, because you need to read your client, you need to read what your fellow employees are communicating, and a lot of that is hidden if you don't know those skills. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. So what is interpersonal communication? Interpersonal skills are becoming increasingly important in today's technology-infused world. Why? They're the building blocks of communication and success when collaborating with others. What are interpersonal skills? How do you know if you have them? Do you need them to succeed? Well, answer to all those questions is yes. And do you have them? Maybe you don't. Maybe you're still developing them. Why do we need this skill set? Because interpersonal skills are an incredible asset to success. Without them, your life is inherently more challenging because you're having difficulty building bridges with new communities, new people. With them, you'll open doors and you will realize your maximum potential. So, very important. Common interpersonal skills. So these are really important. I'm going to go down this list. The most important, I think, is active listening. You really have to be attentive to what somebody's saying, not only with their words, maybe looking at their hand gestures, or maybe they're frowning or squinting. That can usually cue a sense of confusion. You also want to gauge when their comfort level is good or bad. If the client isn't comfortable, you're clearly doing something wrong. You need to remedy that immediately. Problem solving, conflict resolution, empathy is a real big one. You need to be empathetic to the cause of your client, whether it be making their business succeed, providing for their family, efficiency within their own company, those kinds of things. Diplomacy is good too. If there is, and I think that ties in with conflict resolution. If there's duress of some kind within a business, say you're a consultant, maybe it's your job to fix that. Inherent value of communication. It turns out interpersonal skills are increasingly important in the workplace. Couldn't say it better myself. Aside from helping you get a new job, maybe it helps you build an enhanced social network within your community or within your profession. I've met a huge number of people that are studying food and resource economics within my own program, and I've done that with a high degree of success. I've got over 50 friends within the program that I work with, I collaborate with, and we have a very tight network. And it acts almost as a safety net because we watch out for each other. And I would almost say it's a survival mechanism to have this kind of net in place, especially in your life. Because not only does it give you confidence, but it's an insurance policy against failure. Where else? Interpersonal comes into play. Interpersonal skills come into play when you're trying to find the innate value in what your customer wants out of your product, right? Interpersonal skills are abilities that can transmute and transpose across every spectrum of our lives. There isn't a single facet of our experience that these skills won't be of use. So yeah, once again, not only just for business relationships, but personal relationships just as much. Communication skills specifically for success. So we're going to talk about a little bit of active listening. What is active listening? you want to have good eye contact, strong eye contact, not awkward staring. There's a difference. You should blink once in a while when you're talking to somebody. Nodding of the head's another good one. If your customer is nodding their head in your direction up and down, that's usually a sign of tacit approval of some kind or agreement. Smiling's a really good one. You should always smile when you're introducing yourself. It's just a good way to break the ice. Verbal affirmations such as yes or These are another good verbal cues, verbal markers for agreement. Other things to look at, such as body language. People avoiding eye contact, that can come across as dishonest, but actually, interestingly enough, in Asian culture, staring directly into the eyes is actually considered rude. And you really should go beyond just the scope of this course when it comes to doing business on an international scale. Every culture on this planet is somewhat different than the next. And being aware of some of those cultural body language cues is very important. So folded arms and legs is generally a sign that the client is defensive or abrasive. Not a good sign. You wanna work towards loosening that client up, and that will allow for better communication between you and them. Glancing at a clock or watch, that's usually indicated they're bored. Yawning, we don't really need to elaborate. Yawning means they're tired and you need to get their attention. Instead of nonverbal communication to your advantage, you can also try the following. Do a relaxed and open posture. If you're crossing your arms and talking to someone, they may take that as a sign of aggression or a sign that you're guarded. And being guarded is not good when you're trying to be open and honest with somebody. Engaged eye contact, once again, conveys a sense of sincerity. Nodding the head. Nodding the head from the perspective of the salesman, not a bad idea. Alright. So in conclusion, the root of sales success is the ability to gather and provide information in a way that makes your prospect want to do business with you. Your value proposition, your pricing, and even your product's features, none of that matters unless you're able to get the prospects to talk to you and also listen to what you have to say. I can't emphasize that more. You really have to get your client in a state where they are open to what you have to say, but before you get them there, it may not matter what you're selling. So, alright, well, that wraps up our presentation. I hope you learned a little bit more about interpersonal communication and its benefit in a business environment. To wrap things up, we covered body language, we covered active listening, and some important skills and their relationship with salesmanship. Thank you for your time.